That's sickening right there. Those birds came in right here on my left. It worked out perfect. I snuck into this little pocket right here, and they come across here silent, and all of a sudden I hear a gobble real close. I look out the side window, and there they are. There's three of them kind of working in. Well, they angled right to the corner of the blind here, and which would have been perfect for me to draw, except for he came to like 2 feet and then went left, which was not where my opening was. They went behind the blind, didn't have any windows open back here. They're gobbling right down my neck back here. It was just awesome, but what a horrible shot I just made on this bird. I totally missed him right. Watched him for 20 minutes and he ran off, but I wanted a headshot so bad, and they just would not commit all the way to that decoy. They were definitely interested. They were gobbling and everything and fired up, but they just wouldn't face off with him, and he was strutting away, and they were kind of starting to walk away, and I decided, well, I'm just going to take a body shot. It's getting late in the season. Well, that's no guarantee for sure, and there's no excuse. I just rushed it. I really felt like I didn't even take my time, and I don't know why, because I know I've learned my lesson on those before. So. Those birds that I just zoomed in on, I'm sure it was pretty shaky. I was driving down the road. I didn't want to slow down too much, but they're right next to where I dropped my boy off here just a little bit ago at my parents' house. So I'm going to buzz back there. Is a perfect spot where Justin actually took a bird last year. From that same type of situation. We ended up setting the deeks up on this little rise, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set them up there and see if I can get tucked back in the brush there. Here's a rise in the field I was talking about. I thought about setting up on that. There's a point over here along the edge, but I've decided against that. I'm going to try to pull them over to see the decoys. I'm going to set up the blind somewhere down in this corner. Set the deeks out in this corn and see if we can get a nice little display, because otherwise it's a real quick hunt from right there. But I'll tell you, I'll try it if this doesn't work. That is just my luck right there. The decoy fell over. It's Saturday, May 31st. It's the final day of the 2008 turkey season. Made my way out to a spot that I haven't hit really at all off the roost. Shot my first bird of the year over across the road on another piece. But there's a lot of birds on both sides, so thought I'd give this side a shot here. It's been hunted fairly hard, but should be a good morning. I got set up here real early, so we'll see what happens. Alright, we got a bird coming right here, right outside the timber. I just had two big toms right behind him. Goblin, this is... just nailed that bird. He just ran off here to the side here. I thought right where I aimed. I was aiming right below the neck, or right below the head, on that part that usually changes colors there. I can't remember what they call it, but I must have just grazed him on the side, but I'm going to wait and see, because he might have he went over right in the creek, and maybe he just bled out. I thought he'd drop like a ton of bricks if I hit him right there, but I didn't hit him perfectly centered on the neck, but I gave it a shot. He wasn't too worried about, getting him or not. I'd love to fill my tag on him, don't get me wrong, but I'd like to try for the headshot like I tried all year. So he would not come over to the big tom, though. He was held up on my hand, so I had to kind of lean clear around my camera, which was a really tough angle, but no excuses. I really thought I put a pretty good placement on him. I am shooting the G5 Montec, though, so I mean it is a little bit of a task to do it, but they shoot deadly accurate. I'm very confident in them. We'll see, though. There were some bigger toms gobbling behind him. I'm going to go check the creek real fast and then come back and start calling, because there was some big toms coming, I'm pretty sure. Well, I waited quite a while, and I went out and got my arrow. Watched it back on film, and I definitely clipped the bird. I don't know. I mean, I hit him right in that area like I was talking about. I don't know. I think they call it the caruncles or something like that. Something crazy, but he went over in the creek bottom here and was just fine. He worked off, and I couldn't believe it. I hit him just to the right of center, but it definitely deflected the arrow, so I don't know, it must have just skimmed off of him, didn't cut him or anything, because I thought I'd drop him right, like a ton of bricks. But went over in the creek, and he gobbled right after he'd went over there, like 5 minutes later, and then I went over about a half hour later to look for him, and he had held up because I had some hens out here, and he was hanging in the timber waiting to see what happened, and he flew across the creek and then ran off. I mean, he was perfectly fine, so. Oh my God. I don't believe that. I know I hit him too. I just grazed him, but a bunch of jakes come in there all fired up. I don't know what the deal is, man. I heard it hit him. Hey, these birds got fired up in a hurry, man. And I'm here on the ground. I'll show you the setup. I just up against this tree right here. Tall grass, and my ditch right on the edge. These birds did exactly like I wanted them to. They weren't the big toms, but I said, if they're going to be a jake and I'm going to shoot a jake on the last day, I'm going for the headshot, go for the home run, and I don't know. Guess I need to get just a hair more on right there, because, I mean, that's 2 birds today that I've missed just the same exact way. That's pretty crazy. Well, that was a pretty rough end to a season right there, but I tell you, I can't be too disappointed. Had a lot of encounters this year. I screwed up a lot of them along the way, but they let me stay out the whole season, and I hit it hard, so as hard as I could anyway. Got a little 3-month-old and a 2-year-old daughter, so I was watching him a lot of my days off, and wife luckily let me get away a little bit in the mornings on the weekends, so it was awesome though. I had 2 great encounters today that I finally had some good opportunities at headshots, and the last one on some jakes there. It's fractions of an inch right there. When you hear it graze off of the bird, and he's fine, it didn't do anything. You just caught the side of your arrow or fletching or something. But let me tell you, these Montecs fly true. I have so much confidence in them. I mean, really, all it is shooter air right there. I mean, when you get that tight, that's all it is. Because I was shooting right on the dots at practice, when I was working on my field tips and stuff. So, anyway, just wanted to say, I stuck to my guns trying for the headshot there, and I'm not upset by any means. Turkeys are a lot of fun to go after, so we'll look forward to next season. Hopefully I have just as good of a season, and maybe I can shoot a little better.